So, there's one thing I don't like is being ignored or marginalized or ostracized or just generally maligned. And people think they know what a psychopath looks like, but that's not me, man. I actually have feelings. I do. And I don't like losing people. Uh, I've always felt like when I make friends with someone, it's for life. And I know that's a completely different way of thinking for a lot of people in this era, after social media and the monster that we've all created and participated in creating. And, it's extremely frustrating, the isolation that goes with this. And I know, like, again, in the rest of the history of propaganda, I've tried to illustrate this, and I'll continue to illustrate the point that we're all monsters. We all have the capacity to turn into complete and utter destroyers of other people for a lack of understanding, a lack of care, being overstressed, or being addicted to something, and or some degree of degenerate behavior. Of course, it's degenerate by my opinion, but it's a way of life for some other people. And I call people up, they call me, and we all have problems. But I just don't like losing friends. I don't like um, I feel some remorse in it, and in losing these people for not acting, soon enough or quick enough. I feel regret in, you know, the actions of others, a lot more empathetic than people might understand, because I'm usually much more reserved for my emotions. I don't like showing them. It's led to exploitation in the past, because that's what psychopathic people do. They'll take advantage of your emotions and your passions, and they'll crush you for fun. So I'd rather explain this to the internet than put it up there forever than to not be heard. I will not be silenced because of what I represent and who I am. This simply isn't fair. And there's overrepresentation in the arts communities and too much support, in my opinion, publicly by the corporations and the associations and the councils that support these messages that becomes an Orwellian dystopia. And as I said in the intro of this volume, and as I said in the previous volume, um, propaganda, the message, weaponized art, works through women and children first. They are the most vulnerable. They're the most well. They're the more open and more social. And as going by Peterson's evaluations, right? A man should not be agreeable, right? An authoritative man is not agreeable. I was never agreeable. I've gone along with social trends, and I've betrayed my own belief system in the past to have some social lubricant or social currency. But frankly, I just don't give a damn anymore. And you can look at me like I'm a throwback, like I'm from another century, or from the 1940s. But frankly, in my opinion, we need more of that, more permanence, more depth, less suicide, and less single servings. I want substance. I don't want substance abuse. I want meaningful relationships. I don't want drama. And I don't want, you know, easily dismissed emotional evaluations, that for which lead to a breakdown in a friendship just because of whatever. And I find it extremely hurtful, when I'm trying to reach out and I'm trying to check in on people, and because of whatever their feelings are or whatever their political beliefs are, and how we've drifted apart over years and years of living our own lives, that it just isn't the same anymore. Of course, yes, okay, paths diverge, reconnect, whatever. May you cross paths again. But as I just said before at the beginning of this, I don't like the temporary nature of our society right now. I don't. And you would ask me, okay, what am I doing to correct that, to correct my feelings? Am I getting involved in the community? Am I doing whatever I can to find a job? And, I have my resistances because of long-term social anxieties. Because, being an introvert or being possibly on the spectrum, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I accept these things. But what I don't accept is the society that we live in, and the people that support its degeneracy from what it used to be. And, I look at things, and I look at our human behaviors, because human behaviors are what make up the society. Right? It becomes all-encompassing, and then our behaviors get encoded into the algorithms that for which control us, and it becomes a self-defeating cycle, a downward spiral. Now, this isn't anything that someone else hasn't said, but at least I'm saying it and I acknowledge it. So hopefully you hear what I say and it resonates with you. Because if we don't talk about these things, then we just continue the same cycle. And I'm not really a person out for blood. I'm not out trying to do things out of anger. What I don't like is being ignored. I really hate being ignored. I don't deserve to be ignored. Having your dreams crushed shouldn't be part of growing up or being an adult. I'm staring at a dream of mine right on this computer screen. And it's M500. MD500. I'd probably prefer a Notar. But at the way things are going, it might not ever happen. That little dream of mine with the cargo airplane, 5 people, a helicopter, might as well be ash right now. And it's depressing. The state of contract work in aviation right now in Canada at this moment in 2023 and up until this point is basically slavery. And while the rates are changing and people are getting the message, automation doesn't give a shit about your emotions. Computers and technology don't give a shit about how you feel about the world, because things are going to change. And when they change, it'll completely blindside you, just like social media did. And so many people will be left without jobs. It'll be a minefield of homeless people. Think about that for a second. As you sit there, be prepared, because you could end up like me, sitting in front of a camera, speaking to no one and everyone at once. That's all I have to say for now. Keep your chin up. It'll get better. I believe things will get better for me. I just don't like being ignored.